Hey guys, Vertigo Electric here, and this is Oracle. I picked this up on Steam for like 67 cents or something like that on sale. It doesn't have very good reviews from what I can tell, but it looks pretty, and so I'm not really sure, I don't recall what the reviews were complaining about, but I guess we're going to find out. So we're going to play through this. This is sort of a walking simulator type of exploration, sort of whatever. And we're going to play it. Oh, wait. I can't continue. I was like, something's wrong already. I can't continue. I haven't started yet. Loading. It does kind of bug me that this is not centered. I feel like this should be centered. Maybe over here somewhere. That's it. I want my money back. All 67 pennies. Okay, so here we are. We literally just dropped into the world. There's a big skull on the side of that cliff over there. That's peculiar. Alright, so let's see. WASD to move, yep. I can jump. I don't think I can crouch. There's a fire. Can I burn myself? Nope. I just walk like it doesn't exist. Well, I don't have legs, so that's probably why it's not hurting me. Alright.
First time I became aware about being me was when, back in childhood, I discovered the need to hide from others. I'm not saying it as in becoming conscious of who I was or how important I was, but about knowing that I simply am. And also, this wasn't so much about concealing something specific from others, an object or an issue that troubled me, or about ghosting in some nook where they cannot find me. Just the urge to hide from anything and everything. How addictive it felt.
So, I'm guessing this game is going to be pretty, pretty narrative heavy. And that being the case, instead of attempting to skip the narration, I'm going to go ahead and let it play while I just kind of walk around when that happens. So I'll try not to talk over that, because I know that can be kind of annoying. I actually don't... I think I asked in the discussions how long it takes to finish this game roughly, and I forgot. I want to... No, that was for a different game. Oh well. We're going to power through it. No matter how long it takes.
Hiding became my lifetime mirror, let alone this everything else is blurred. Yet everything else can make a clean-cut sense when I keep it inside. Then that certain thing strips in my mind from any accident or draining consequence, and bleeds an aurora borealis, like the play of lights across this island's lake.
So I don't think I was supposed to get down here. There was like an invisible barrier and I just jumped over it. And so I'm here now. Okay, let's see if I can get back. Okay, there. Oh, there wasn't a barrier. Oh, yeah, there is. Oh, what? It's just so small. I literally walked over it. Maybe it's not actually an invisible barrier, and I was getting stuck on something else. Anyway, whatever. I don't know what any of this is. I don't know if there's even any interaction with this game. It might be just like Dear Esther, where it's just you literally just walk around and listen to the story. So, if that's the case, I'm sorry for a potentially boring video. But yeah, I'm guessing there's gonna be narration that starts up whenever I get to some kind of landmark or significant location. So I'm sure there's going to be some talking right up here. Possibly a lot of it. Maybe? Yeah.
A nervous smile and a cough, give or take. That's what I was rehearsing in my mind after the reporter who hooked me up this morning left for a phone call to pick up her crew. I thought this would be a nice way to start an interview. It sounds intriguing and serious, like a guy who goes the distance of taking risks. What kind of risks, Mr. Kadik? The reporter would then ask in her mellow voice. A sad smirk from me. But give it time, okay?
Huh. Unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be any specific direction or path to take. I think I'm on this large island with just various key points scattered around. There's another big skull on like a big stick. Don't really know what that's supposed to be or mean.
I can't remember the last time I had an interview. Maybe because it wasn't something special or big. The story that won me that Q&A was still at the beginning. Despite what others might think, I'm not, and have never been, into becoming popular or seasoning my name. I actually enjoy hiding. Low profile, less casualties.
So I guess we just go from scene to scene here. I'm gonna see what this big skull on a stick is all about. The one on the side of the cliff was strange, for sure. But seeing another one, that just seems bizarre. You know what? Let's check this little place out over here first. That was a weird boat. It's not a very good one either. Well, whatever. Criticizing the not construction. Well, yeah, of a boat. I don't know. The soundtrack is kind of pleasant. I like the relaxing piano tune. I actually have a you know, over the years I've been gathering and compiling a collection of video game piano music. Strictly piano, no other, you know, no other accompanying instruments or anything like that. Just solo piano tracks from video games, whether it's a you know, somebody's cover of a theme or an actual original piece made for a game. You know, I include it in there. And this one might be a good candidate for that. I'll have to figure out if you know, I'll have to look into it. I don't know if this was I don't know if this was a track that was written and performed just for this game, or if it existed elsewhere and they just used it. There's some more skulls. That is really weird. And that's not just that's not a stick. That's a giant sword. Lord, oh Lord, it's a giant sword. So I'm hoping this recording, I did a quick little test recording before I started this, and it seemed okay, but I can't guarantee this won't be without problems. I had an issue with my computer and I lost all my OBS settings, and or rather, you know, they were reverted back to a really old state. Um, so I'm really hoping that this doesn't
That's
give
one of
me...
the reasons I came to live on this island all by myself. But it also had to do with the museum, I guess. I was about to dismiss that Times reporter. By the way, what takes her so long? But there was something in her attitude. No, it wasn't about her, as rude and cynical as this may sound.
But anyway, so yeah, I hope that there's no problem with the recorded video or anything like that. Funny that all the skulls are missing the exact same teeth. Huh. What a coincidence. Okay, and where do I go from here? As far as encoding the video, what I do is I don't really do any editing. I have a few videos where I've done a little bit of editing, but for the most part, all I really do is I take the recorded video from, you know, the raw footage from the game, and I use AVI Demux to attach the intro on the front and the outro on the back, and that's it. I join those together. I append those three things together, and it usually only takes a few seconds to do that because it doesn't have to actually re-encode anything. Because my intro and outro videos are... That pop-in is really weird. I can't even tell there's anything there unless I do that. Anyway, let's head toward that big castle bridge or whatever. The encoding and properties for the intro and outro videos are the same as, you know, what as my game footage, my raw game footage. So they just join quite nicely. But if this isn't the same, I didn't actually test that, I forgot to. If this isn't the same, because of you know, like I said, OBS reverted to like really old settings. If something had changed since then and they don't join together without, you know, having to go through a full process, then I might just not even add it. So if this video didn't have an intro, that's why. But it should work. It shouldn't be a problem. What is this? This is a strange place. Just like these random things. I still have horrible pop-in with that like little fortress over there, whatever it is. And the trees too. Can I change any of that? I'm afraid to hit escape. Because some games this was made in Unity and Unity Home Edition, and it doesn't seem to be super well polished. It didn't even have any options screen in the main menu from what I can recall. Did it? I don't know if it did. Anyway, there's some games where you hit escape and it just exits the game and you lose all progress. I don't really want to do that. Here's a bunch of windmills. Identical windmills. You know what I feel like someone did here? I feel like someone got a bunch of assets from the store and just placed them randomly around this island environment, and then, maybe not completely randomly, but placed them about, and then, you know, wrote some story, and then just had the story trigger at certain places. Seems incredibly easy to do.
On her neck, as she flapped her hair, I could catch a glimpse of a scratch, looking like an I Ching hexagram. Good fortune if you stay on course. I thought she would say the hexagram like scratch, and her voice got all mixed up in my head. Yeah, her voice, mellow yet slightly dramatic with a nicotine tinge. A nicotine voice that seems to rest on a lion's roar. Nadia, the reporter reminded me of her.
Yeah, there doesn't really seem to be any real rhyme or reason to what's going on. There doesn't seem to be, like I said, there's no set path, which in itself isn't necessarily a bad thing, but also the pieces of dialogue, of story, don't seem to have anything to do with the location. So I think what I'm going to do, maybe, is reach that large stone bridge or fortress or whatever it was that I saw, and possibly stop there. I guess we'll see. I don't want this to end up just being a boring video, because it's just me walking around on an island and trying to come up with things to talk about. Here's an interesting looking old house or something. And I'm pretty sure that stone bridge was somewhere near it. Maybe? I don't know. Could have just been the perspective. Well, let's go here. See, this does look like some kind of little fortress, castle-like structure. But even this, like, there's like no architectural cohesiveness to it. It's just like a bunch of just random walls and openings.
The past days, weeks, months were hard on me and on everyone. The flimsy peace is once again threatened. Terrorist attacks everywhere. My creation and the intellectual environment got out of control. As a matter of fact, Nadia had a point in preferring a lion's roar to a human's roar. In front of the latter, you don't stand a chance. It's as if reality itself had taken a powerful drug it can't wake up from.
Grave by the maze. I see, so it's supposed to be a maze. Not that that's very difficult to, come up with. I mean, I guess it's kind of cool, but I don't know. I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm not really getting a whole lot out of this story either. I think part of the problem is...
Not a synthetically obtained one, brimming with chemicals, but a homemade kitchen drug. Those are the most dangerous. Even here, off the continent, the tension is in the air. Nevertheless, people try to disguise it. They try to be reasonable. Someone has to. Let's do an interview, right? And with whom? with the one who's in some way responsible for it. Well, people don't know that.
Anyway, as I was saying, well, it's possible because I'm trying to do commentary, but having this story being told to you with such long pauses in between, like, paragraphs, I don't know. I don't really. Everything just feels kind of disjointed, story-wise. So there's a place over here. I never did find that bridge or whatever it was. I don't know if... Oh, maybe that's it. Okay. Let's see if we can get over there. Yeah, see, I'm already running out of things to say. Not a whole lot to... You know, not a whole lot I can say about the game. I thought those light-colored rocks were sheep. Well, I didn't really think they were sheep. I didn't think there would be sheep in this game, but they looked like they could have been sheep. What am I talking about? All right, so whatever's up here looks pretty interesting. Looks like the most significant, excuse me, the most significant thing we've found so far.
Miss Reporteress, just follow me. I'll show you the island. Like, not long ago, I showed it to Nadia. Walking seems to me to be putting off the daily threats and situations one avoids to face. A globetrotter could cancel wars, could make them redundant, but will never be able to cancel his shadow, Kiana said.
And who are these people he's talking about? I'm not sure who's supposed to be who here. So he's talking about some reporter that wants to interview him or something. Then he started bringing up this person, Nadia. I don't know who that's supposed to be. And now this Kiana or whatever. Am I supposed to... I can't even get up there? So am I not supposed to go over to the most interesting looking location on this island? Oh my gosh. I see some stuff down here by the water. Looks like a small dock, some boats. But I can't go up there. At least not from that little bridge.
Now the reporter probably squints into her screen. She's irritated but keeps her composure. Am I to be blamed for other people's deviant minds? I despise guilt, because it's just not the way to tackle a problem.
I suppose if I wanted easy achievements, I can just continue and walk around to every significant location on this map. But I think I'm going to stop here because this is just kind of dull. I'm going to be honest. I mean, the environments are okay, but they're not anything, you know, amazing. I can play, there's many other games that I can play that have, you know, beautiful scenery and whatever, and they're probably be more interesting things to explore as well. I guess I can walk over to this big rook sitting on this hill. I keep doing that, huh? I'm like, well, I'm just going to go over here and then I'll probably stop. Well, no, I'll just go over here and then I'll probably stop. I'll just look at this one last thing. So, this really will be the last thing, though. I mean, I am slightly curious. Oh, look at that. Texture problem. They didn't texture that side of the rock.
Things aren't binary. They aren't about control or guilt. Actually, guilt and control are each other's shadow, and I was always interested in finding something that is full and round, godly, like the perfect hideout, and doesn't have the need to cast a shadow of itself. The complete artist is the one that doesn't need to divide himself into artworks. In the beginning, the Kiana thing was like that.
The Kiana thing. So, is it not a person, then? I don't know. Anyway. Okay. I promised that this would be it. I'm gonna try to jump down there. Oh, let's go down here. Uh-oh. Can I even... Is there even death in this game? What happens when I go... Okay, well, I wonder what happens when I try to go in the water. Will I, A, just hit an invisible barrier and can't walk any farther? Will I, B, simply... Sorry, that was an incoming email. I didn't silence my phone. Will I, B, just walk on the water? C, walk under the water into just the abyss? Or do you walk under the water and die? Let's see. Oh. I guess I could just walk under the water. Oh, now there's an invisible barrier. Oh. Oh, wait. That was weird. Huh. Oh, that's why. Okay. Alright, enough messing around. I'm gonna stop here and actually kick the kitten because she's under my table. What is this? What's with the... Okay, I'm done. Alright, guys. Well, this has been Oracle. Kind of dull, but hey, it was 67 cents. And in the end, I got a bit of a chuckle out of this whole water thing. But alright, guys. Well, for those of you who are still watching, bless you. Bless your kind soul for sticking through. This has been pretty dull, I admit. I don't really expect anybody to watch all of this. So. Anyway, alright. Well, thank you for watching. And you guys have a good day. I'll see you later.